I mean, people probably don't know much about us right now. We don't know a whole lot about them, but I think we're heading in the right direction.
Josh Christensen.
Coach, it feels like it's been forever since we saw you guys in the Elite Eight, and after what happened last year with the cancellation. So, I mean, so many of these girls haven't had a taste of the big dance. So how do you prepare for something like this? And especially with how we talked about how this team has grown and with the run that you guys made in the tournament, how do you make sure that they, the nerves don't really get to them, basically?
Oh, you never know about the nerves with a young team, but I just have to take up what they've done doing all year and what they did in the Big Ten tournament. And to me, that was they focused, they stayed positive, they had great preparation before each game. And so, that's what I have to kind of go by. No, we haven't played in a tournament for 2 years, but nobody else has either. So, we don't have a whole lot of people on our team that played in that Elite Eight run. But I'm excited about taking this team to the NCAA tournament to see how far we can go.
Okay, other questions? Please raise your hand if you have a question. Go ahead, Steve Batterson.
Hey, Lisa, what do you like about an 11 a.m. start?
Well, you don't have to sit around all day. When we were playing in Indianapolis, it was the 8:50 game, and it was really late. We're getting back to the hotel at midnight, and then you have to, eat and unwind and try to get to bed. That's not easy. So now we're kind of going to the other extreme, right? But I think a couple of years ago we played early, and I think our Elite Eight game was really early in the morning. Truly, when you're in the NCAA tournament, you'll play at 3 a.m. It doesn't matter, right? You're just excited to play. And what you like about it is you're not sitting around all day. You get your game, and then, hopefully you have a win and you're scouting the next opponent and getting ready. So it lets you to calm down a little bit before trying to get some sleep.
Go back to Grant Becker.
I know this isn't necessarily something everybody believes in, whether you're built for a tournament or built for the postseason and these single elimination kinds of situations. But this is, obviously a much different group than we saw 2 years ago in the Elite Eight. But do you feel like maybe they are built for the postseason with what they just showed in Indy?
Yeah, having a day between games would be a luxury compared to what we just did in Indianapolis. So, I think we're up for it. We just had to play 4 games in 4 days, less than 4 days actually, and so I think we'll be ready for this. But yeah, you're right. Everybody, it's you lose and you go home, and nobody wants to do that this time of year, and so that's why upsets happen. But again, we're really happy with our seed. We know Central Michigan is a good team. That I know that they lost some games in mid-season when they had a lot of people out, but they did win their conference tournament. And I know I think they score a lot of points as well. So I'm anxious to go start watching them on film.
Jeff Linder.
Yeah, it's kind of a different format than in the past. Instead of playing Friday or Saturday, you're now waiting till Sunday, and you're basically stuck in a hotel starting when? Tomorrow, Wednesday, is that correct?
We'll leave on Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
And arrive Wednesday evening. And so, yeah, we're there from Wednesday until Sunday morning. Well, we're there for a whole month, ideally. But yeah, you're stuck in your hotel. You do have to quarantine. When you get there, you test, and then you quarantine for a while. Every player will have their own room, and we'll have our own floor in the hotel. And so things are going to be very different than what they normally are. But things have been different all year long, and it's different for everybody. So it's really an even playing field. And, I'm excited that it's all on neutral courts. I think I've always believed that that's the way the NCAA tournament should be played, is all on neutral courts. And this year it will be. So I think that's a good thing.
Josh Christensen.
I was going to kind of ask the same thing of what Jeff was talking about, but I guess how have you tried to prepare the everybody for something like this? Because like we talked about with the men, is that how do you pack for almost a month, kind of a month, or you're hoping to stay a month? How do you prepare for something like this? Where I know it's been a weird year all year, but I would think that this is a little different, with the guidelines that you guys have to follow and how long you guys are hoping to stay there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tell the women, pack all your underwear and hope there's laundromats. So, I mean, I don't think you have to pack for a month, right? You pack for a week and you're gonna be able to do laundry somewhere. So I don't think that's a big deal.
Dargan, go ahead.
Do you know when you guys will find out where you're playing?
I think we know that already. I'm looking to our SID now. We'll send it out as soon as we know, but it was put up on the bracket, I believe. I don't know right now. Sorry.
Okay.
It'll be coming.
Any other questions for Coach Bluter?
Thanks, you guys.
Well, one more, Coach, if you
Oh,
can.
yeah, sorry.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah. How far down the road have you looked? If you win, it's probably Kentucky. If you win that, it's probably UConn. Did you, in the euphoria of the moment, did you even look at the bracket past the first round?
I kind of had an inkling that they were going to do that, to be quite honest. I don't know. I think that I know we have two really tough games, but I think everybody would like to have a Caitlin Page matchup. But that's a long ways off. That is a long ways off. And, Central Michigan is going to occupy all my thoughts.
All right. Thank you, Coach. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right. Monica, can you hear me okay?
Okay, there you go.
All right. Congratulations. We'll go straight to questions for Monica. Jeff Linder, go ahead.
Yeah, as one of the few veterans on the team, what's kind of your message to all these kids who haven't played in an NCAA before?
Yeah, it's definitely the most fun you're going to have, arguably in the whole season. It's just a completely different atmosphere. I even feel kind of new to it. Playing my freshman year, obviously I was there and I experienced it, but I didn't get a whole lot of on the court action. And then this year is just, I feel like it can't even be compared to other years where things are going to be so different. And that's what's going to kind of make it interesting, but so fun. So I think my message to the team is just really enjoy it, every single moment of it. Don't take anything for granted. This is going to be some of the most fun memories you're going to make.
Grant Becker.
Monica, a 5 seed sort of implies a top 20 status as far as your resume is concerned. You guys started the year, no votes in the AP top 25, and once again overperformed where you guys were expected to start the season. I know you don't really care about the validation of that, but does it feel good to see, like, look, we did it again, and here's where we are, and this is our body of work, as we're a top 20 team in the country?
Yeah, it's super, super gratifying to be able to see that, especially just pop up. Know that other people are noticing it too. But it just makes me really excited having other people recognize us, but then also knowing that there's so much growth to be made, and every single person on the floor and on our team just knows that. And we all know areas that we can improve on. And just the fact that we are number 5 seed right now and knowing the growth that we still have to make in the future, but just being so proud of where we are right now is such a huge step too. So yeah, it's super cool to see people kind of see what we're about and see what we've accomplished. And I'm really glad that even through the tournament, we were really able to kind of show that.
Josh Christensen.
Monica, as you mentioned that, you're one of the few that knows what the NCAA tournament is about, even though you mentioned that you didn't get much court playing time. So how much are you looking forward to showing that this is your time, and especially for everyone else that, kind of with that message that, that was 2 years ago, Elite 8 run. This is our time now this is our moment, basically.
Yeah, I think that's huge. We didn't get a chance to really do that last year, to kind of separate from that, which was such a great time and such amazing memories, but it's a new time now, and we're so excited to kind of get in that gear. And I think just the progress we even made in the Big Ten tournament was outstanding. So I can't wait to see the progress that we're going to make in the NCAA tournament. And just keep growing from there. It's just so exciting and so fun.
Jeff.
Yeah, it's a team game, but how do you like the way you're playing right now? I mean, you had 4 really good games in Indianapolis. I think you shot about 78% from the field. What's really clicking for Monica right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just I'm in a good headspace. Caitlin broke the assist record. That kind of bodes well for me. So I think just everything is kind of falling into place within our whole team, not just me. I think that definitely I'm in a good spot, really confident right now. The end of the year, just all good vibes. But I think our whole team is reaching a new level of confidence as a unit, not just individually. And that's kind of leading us to play these games and having these upsets like you guys saw. And just continue to roll. So that's, I think, what's making the postseason so special for us.
Grant Becker.
Winning 3 games in 3 days in Indy and putting yourselves in the Big Ten championships. Do you think you guys are a team that's built for the postseason, if that's a thing that you believe in? And do you see this as another opportunity to show that you guys are a team that's built for March?
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of showed that. I hope we can be built for the regular season too when it comes around again. But I definitely think that you want to be playing your best basketball in March. That's just kind of a known thing in the postseason. And I really think we're peaking right now and kind of showing everybody what we're made out of. So yeah, I guess so. I guess we're kind of postseason ready and peaking at the right time. But I think a lot of teams are starting to do that. So we really just got to keep rolling and keep putting it all together.
Any other questions for Monica? Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, I imagine there's going to be a lot of downtime, a lot of hotel room time. What do you do during the other 18 hours of the day where you're not practicing or watching film or whatever?
Well, I welcome that coming off of a 4-day stretch. But I think just one thing is really making sure, as hard as it is, school is still going on for us. We're still in classes, as hard as it is to kind of focus. Kind of trying to get ahead on some of that stuff, talk to professors. But outside of that, it's such a weird time because normally when we go to the NCAA tournament, we can kind of walk around outside, kind of explore the area. But this time we're not really able to do that. So I think definitely I'm going to bring some books, bring my Switch, just kind of be ready for whatever comes. But I think there's just so much downtime that you're going to just have to find ways to keep yourself entertained.
Grant?
Do you think it was important to get that extra game against Maryland? I mean, obviously there's a lot of good teams in the Big Ten. You played a lot of good teams, but they established both in the regular season and postseason that they're cream of the crop. They're on that 1 seed, 2 seed level. To get another look at that when you've got a potential Sweet 16 game against UConn, how important is it to face that highest level of competition a second chance there?
Yeah, I think whenever you can go against teams like that, it makes your whole unit better. No matter really the outcome, as long as you're performing. And I think we gave it a really good shot. Obviously there's areas that we can improve in, but it's kind of the beauty of it is we got to improve and we got to learn in those areas, and people who maybe weren't as experienced playing against teams like that got that experience. And that's going to help us at this time. So any opportunity we have to go against really good teams, we welcome.
All right. Thanks, Monica.
Yes.
Appreciate your time. And our last player tonight will be Caitlin. All right, Caitlin, congratulations. Thanks for your time this evening. We'll go ahead and get to questions. Please raise your hand.
There we go.
No questions. Okay, here we go. Grant Becker, go ahead.
All right, Caitlin, first NCAA tournament, your team's a 5 seed. You finished the season like this. How are you feeling right now? What was it like to see Iowa come up there on the screen for the first time in your Hawkeye career?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we knew we were going to make the tournament, but I was just sitting there still a little anxious and nervous just because you don't know where you're going to be. It's something that you always dream of, seeing your name pop up. So it was super fun, super cool experience. But more than anything, we're excited to play and we're focused on the game now. But it was a special moment, especially to share with this team for sure.
Josh Christensen.
Yeah, Caitlin, I guess what is it like to get Iowa back in? It feels like it's been forever since, 2 years ago and after what happened last year with the canceling of the NCAA tournament. So how much are you guys looking forward to as a team with so few of you guys ever having this experience, really showing that this Iowa team, and you know what you saw 2 years ago, that's a different team. This is this year's Iowa team.
Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of started to prove that, especially in the Big Ten tournament. We increased our seed quite a bit there. So I think that was huge for us, maybe up to a 5 seed, which is the third best among Big Ten teams. So I think that's super impressive. And I think people are starting to notice we're pretty legit. But I think there's just so many ways that we can still grow and improve overall. But it's a totally different team than 2 years ago. So many people graduated. Not a lot of people with experience actually playing in the NCAA tournament. So I think that can also be a positive. We have youth, not a lot of pressure on us. So I'm excited. I know everybody on this team's excited, and we're just looking forward to getting down there and playing.
Jeff Linder.
A lot is going to be made about a possible battle with UConn and Page in the third round. How do you kind of welcome that? Do you kind of want to keep that out of your mind and just worry on stuff that's at hand right now?
I mean, I'm not surprised by it at all. Obviously, Paige is a really good friend of mine. Great competitor, was my teammate. So it's cool seeing that, and it would be a great opportunity to play UConn and go up against them. But we'll have our hands full with 2 games before that. You can't look ahead and worry about a Sweet 16 game until you take care of what's in front of you. We'll have a battle right from the get-go. So, and then we'll have our hands full with Kentucky if we take care of the first game. So it's just one game at a time. And I think that's how you have to look at the whole tournament. And I think that's what every team does. And it's a long road to the end. So just focus on the game ahead is what's most important for us right now.
Josh.
So what, going on a trip like this, what are some extra things that you would have to pack normally that you wouldn't? I mean, like Monica said, she might have to bring a few extra books. I mean, is that kind of something that you already thought about, or what are some extra things that you might have to pack that you normally wouldn't on something like this?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think you need to pack like a ton of clothes because eventually you'll be able to do laundry, maybe just a week's worth. But honestly, it'll be nice not having to play back to back to back, not only physically for your body, just being able to recover properly, but also mentally, and just being able to stay on top of schoolwork. I know it's pretty difficult being able to do schoolwork when you're playing a basketball game every single day, when you have to mentally prep, do scouts, shoot arounds, things like that. So we'll have a lot of off time, so school shouldn't be a problem for us, and a lot of us will stay on top of that. But other than that, probably just watch Netflix, sleep. I don't know. There's not much we'll be able to do. It's pretty much go to the court or be in your room just because of all the COVID protocols. So just being careful and using the downtime wisely, I think will be very important for our team.
Grant.
Caitlin, are you a believer in teams being built for the postseason? And do you feel like that's something you guys proved of yourselves in Indy?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want. You want your team to be playing their best basketball at the end of the season. And I think that's what we're showing right now. Obviously, definitely areas to improve still. And I think you can totally see that at the Big Ten tournament, but you can also see ways that we have gotten so much better. And I think our confidence as a team and our chemistry as a team has just grown more and more every single time we step on the floor. So it's definitely encouraging to see how well we're playing right now. And we're just going to take that with us to the tournament.
Jeff Linder.
You know anything at all about Central Michigan or anybody that plays for them? Anything at all?
I don't, other than Coach Reina's connections to there. That's all I know about them. Honestly, I wasn't looking at too much at the projections of who we would play, just because I think when you get into watching the selection show, there's just so many things that get switched up. And I think that's what's so great about it. You don't know your opponent. It's not a conference opponent. So I'm excited. I don't know much, but tomorrow we'll start on them for sure.
Josh.
You mentioned Netflix. What are some shows that you got going right now that you are maybe in the midst of binge watching right now?
Yeah, I just finished Schitt's Creek, so I need a new show. If you have any recommendations, send them over. I'll start a new one. But I think I'm going to start Last Chance U, because usually it's the football series that they follow, but they just started a basketball one at a community college. So I'll probably start watching that.
All right. Any other questions for Caitlin? All right. Thanks, Caitlin. Appreciate your time. Thanks, everyone.